Check. 1 2 1 2. Vader Games in the building. You know what it is. We got another episode. And it's been a minute. First things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, always thought of and remembered. I'm returning to you humble. It's been a very long time. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It's been a very long time. Let me be completely honest with you, okay? I've got two amazing, beautiful kids. I have an amazing, beautiful wife. And I've got the work life. So to keep my beautiful kids and wife accustomed to what they need, work kind of came first. But at the same time, I've been growing, developing such an amazing family with regards to the channel. I've owed you, and I want to apologize. I'm going to be consistent. I promise you, I'm going to be consistent. Just know the time away was not wasted. The time away, I've reinvested in some ideas. I've jotted some things down. I've observed. I've been watching the Manchester City fans. I've been watching the rivals, how they're moving. This show's needed. The 115, one question, 50 minutes is needed. So let me get the clock out here. I'm going to shout out the very first in the comments like I always do. This is a consistent thing over here, Vader Games TV. 115, one question, 50 minutes. I'm going to shout out the very first in the comments, the one showing love, being like, Vader, listen, I know it's been a minute, Vader. I know it's been a minute, but I'm happy that you're back. Let me get in the comments. And moving forward, I'm going to shout you out each and every time. My girl, listen, I've been away, but showing love. My girl DC in the building. She goes, Vader's back. I was worried. Thank you for your worry. No need to be concerned. Please hit the likes, everyone, and celebrate the return of Vader. Oh, thank you, DC. Thank you, DC. So appreciated. Yeah, the intro is a vibe. It catches me every time. I'm backstage rocking to it. Work and family first. Absolutely. Now, I'm gonna be true. I'm gonna be true to this channel, right? You see it 50 minutes on the clock. You see the title here. Why City prefer to buy 3 versus 1. All right. Why we would rather spend 150 on 3 versus 1. Common sense. Makes total sense. Don't let anyone, especially Liverpool fans, try and remix it. All right. Don't let Liverpool fans don't let them try to don't let them try to remix it. Nah, we ain't falling for it. They have often gone out and gotten the right talent at the right number. Some would want to call out FSG for being cheap. How are you going to call out FSG for being cheap when they've gone out and they've got the likes of a McAllister? McAllister was a very, very cost-efficient deal. And would any Liverpool fan want to trade him away? Would they want to trade McAllister away for a Caicedo? I don't think so. Would they want to trade away Caicedo for an Enzo Fernandez? I don't think so. Sorry. Would they want to trade McAllister for an Enzo Fernandez? No. For Caicedo? No. For Declan Rice? No. Liverpool fans, they got McAllister and are happy with it. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Ryan Cherki. We have to talk about that. We're going to talk about Florian Wirtz. And let me be clear. Don't let anyone remix it. I'm not going to play the sound again. Don't let anyone remix it. I am not going to bash Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is a great player. The reason why many City fans wanted him on the list is because of how good he is and what it potentially could mean for the club. We had KDB, arguably. Is it an argument? We had KDB, the best midfielder the Prem seen. We've had him leave, and there was a vacancy. There was an opening. There was a spot that needed to be filled. Many City fans thought, you know what, Florian Wirtz makes a lot of sense. We've had success going over to the Bundesliga and getting talent. Maybe we can kind of have that lightning strike twice. But the price tag, 150. Do you guys remember how we got killed when we got Grealish transfer? That was a transfer fee, right? Sorry, that was a release clause of 100. Remember how we got killed for that? Go back to that season. The funny thing is, go back to that season when we got Jack Grealish for 100 million. That was the only player we got that year. We just won the Prem and we went out and got one player. We strengthened with one player. Yes, it was 100 mil, but that was a release clause. We, I think, as a club, didn't want to make that same mistake. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I see you guys in the comments. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This ain't no gaslighting. This isn't trying to do anything. Hear me out clearly. Hear me. Yes, Manchester City were interested in Florian Wirtz. 100. You know what? Let's start the clock. What am I doing here? Let me start this clock. Let me start this clock and get this official because I gotta make sure that I stay on point. All right. Let me also do this. Let me do this properly. So we're gonna have to do this. Vader game. Clock started. The clock has started. Now let me do this properly. Manchester City 100% were interested in Florian Wirtz. No question. City fans wanted Florian Wirtz. No question. The idea, whether it was club or fans, said whatever it costs, go get him. Nah. That's where you're losing it. That's where you're being dishonest. You're not being consistent because we don't get players regardless of whatever the cost is. We had a huge need for support for Rodri, right? A couple seasons back, Rodri telling us, I can't keep playing like this. I need support. I need backup. City have been going out trying to get players. We got Calvin Phillips. It didn't quite work out. While we still had Calvin Phillips, we went in for Declan Rice. Obviously a player that would have made a lot of sense. But the evaluation got to a point where we're like, it doesn't make sense. Maybe we got to hold off. Maybe we got to go a different direction, right? We held off. It came back to bite us because we didn't have coverage. We didn't have enough for Rodri. And then we tried to do something quick. Didn't work out. But we did invest in Nico Gonzalez. Now, same thing. The evaluation for Florian Wirtz. Yes, we wanted him. Yeah, I'm not saying we did not want him. Right? But when it showed to be 150 all in for one player, nah. It doesn't. That's when it doesn't make sense. That's when it clearly doesn't make sense. And I'm going to break it down on why City would prefer to get 3 players than one for 150. Let me go to the comments real quick. We got Zane in the building. Zane, good looking out. I know it's been a minute. Thank you for rejoining the show. Thank you for being a part of the show with the comment. He goes, think both signings are happening at the right time because Liverpool are at the top and City are in their midfield rebuild. Yeah, we're in a midfield rebuild. We're in a defensive rebuild. Absolutely. I think this is one of those where we had to pivot. And we've seen, Zane, you've seen how your club had to pivot, right? If you go back to the season where you weren't able to get a Jude, you weren't able to get a Caicedo, I don't know how much you were in for Rice, but when you weren't able to get those players, you went a different direction. And the reason why I posed kind of that scenario with regards to McAllister is you're going to hear some fraudulent Liverpool fans, some on this app, on this YouTube app, that are going to try to do this cost versus quality, or they're going to do, bang for buck or whatever. They're going to try to remix it. You guys got McAllister because you didn't get your first choice, right? Whether you got rejected or you did a pivot. And would any of you want to give up McAllister for Caicedo? Would any of you want to give up McAllister for Fernandez? For Rice? No. And now we're in the same situation. Take a second, Liverpool fans, especially you fraudulent ones, not you, Zane, but the fraudulent ones that are going to try to throw out this propaganda. Now understand how City fans are looking at, 150 for Florian. I still have a mad rebuild to do. Zane, you mentioned it. I got a midfield rebuild. I can't do a midfield rebuild with one player. My midfield rebuild has got to be with multiple players. And in this case, it's 3. So it makes complete sense. If you want to throw you got rejected thing, every club ends up getting rejected because you got to shoot your shot. You got to shoot your shot. City shot their shot with regards to Wirtz. But I'm being real with you. When it got to the point where they realized it's 150 to get him, it's 150 to get this guy. 150? Nah. Let's see what else is happening here. Zane goes, I think City were going to make a mistake, but they've chosen the right path. Zane, I respect that. And you know what? You being on this channel, us having balanced conversations, you chiming in, I very much respect that. Others want to kind of go the other way. Others want to kind of throw some jabs. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be both sides are winning here. Both sides are getting what's right for them. Liverpool, a position of strength. Liverpool just won the league. They bought one player in Keza. Liverpool just won the league where they had no prominent or no, I guess, killer up front in terms of a striker. They won the league when they had no real consistent good play from their left back. They won the league when they had their academy boy, their lad, their scouser, who said it meant more in and out, halfway in, halfway out throughout an entire season. You won it like that. And now in a position of power, you then go down and got Florian Wirtz. I think it's kind of like a win-win here. City would have had, here's a crazy thing. City would have had to do a record signing, and I see the comments, I'm gonna get to you. City would have had to do a record-breaking signing for a midfielder. All right. They've already done that. Liverpool's already done a record signing for a center back in Van Dijk. Justified, right? Everybody wanted Van Dijk. Liverpool did a record signing in terms of Alisson. Made sense. Look at how great Alisson is. And they just did this for a midfielder. Imagine City doing a record signing for Wirtz and still having to get additional midfielders, still having to out and address a few other needs, because we needed to improve our left back, which we did, and I'm going to talk about. We needed to improve our right back, which we did, and I'm going to talk about. I see everybody on the show right now. Thank you so much. All the viewership is great. I'm just returning. You know what? Let me also do this probably because I'm just returning. So
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Vader Games.
Thank you for returning to the show. Thank you. The viewership is great. Please hit the like button. Show some love. Let's show some love. Come on. Now, I'm going to get to the comments. I see my girl DC in the building. DC's reminding you guys, 11 watching. You know the numbers are up right now. I see like 23 of you right now. Please hit that like button. Subscribe. Listen to my girl DC. She's telling you. It's nice to watch, but it's great to be a part, and you can be a part by hitting the like button. Zane goes, Zane, you still want Caicedo with McAllister, to be honest? Who knows? Maybe could have made even more a difference, but that's all ifs and buts. It's true. But again, if you have Caicedo, do you then develop Gravenberch? Does Gravenberch then do what he has to do? And then when you think of the manager, though, do you think the manager wants Caicedo within the system? I don't know. Lois in the building. Thank you so much. Good looking out. She goes, Maka was always first target. So was Caicedo. We wanted both, just like how we Mane and Van Dijk and Salah and Alisson, just like how we got Wirtz and Frank Paul. Okay. All right. You wanted all. I get it. Greedy Liverpool fans. You want it all. Now, the fact that you didn't get Caicedo, obviously you had to do a pivot, right? You had to readjust. Would one argue that maybe you should have prioritized Caicedo first before McAllister, like turn things around? Who knows? This whole deal with regards to the comparison that's happening between Wirtz and Cherki is strictly because we're the title winners. Let's go back here. The last six Prems have been us, right? City just recently had the 4-peat. You guys won last season, and then the season before that, you guys won. So we've been the clubs winning titles, and the fact that you just went out and got a midfielder, we just addressed the issue as well, and we actually got two. But the comparison between these two is going to happen constantly, and it's got to happen. That's football. That's football banter. Lois, strap in, get that seatbelt locked in, because it is going to be a bumpy ride every single game. And the funny thing is, Lois, the scrutiny is deserving of $150 million player, right? The questions, the doubt, that has to happen for a $150 million player. A 36 million, like, what are we doing here? Well, how much are we really going to talk about this player? It's not a record signing. It's not a player going to the defending champs, right? So The comparison has to happen. Has to happen. Every time we sign, we do okay, double swoop on. I hear it. I hear it. Now, I hear Lois. I hear that it's Prem or Champs. That's it. It's gotta be. It's gotta be Prem or Champs. This type of signing. The fact that you got Wirtz, you got Frank Pong, you got Kirkes, it's a TK. Is that right? You're supposed to be getting. Listen, you guys are making moves. I agree. It's Prem, Champs, or bust. That's it. Omar in the building. Good looking out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the everyone that's come through on the channel. Omar, my guy. Hey, it has been a while. It has been a while, but I'm back. I'm back. We gonna do it right. We gonna do it right, and I appreciate all the love, all the support, all. Sometimes I'm really humbled with everyone and reminding me to get back to the show. Yo, my dude, what it do? Maza, you know what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell people about the show. You know what we got going on over here. Now, Car, what are you saying? City need to spend hard this window before it's all goes down. Listen, Car. I don't have the graphic up right now, but we do. We do. And you know what? You know what's another reason? Another reason why we got to spend big. And I'll wait until the timer goes out. So I'm going to probably devote the time to this 115, one question, 15 minutes, one question, 50 minutes. And we're talking about why City prefer to buy 3 versus 1. It's just common sense, right? We needed so much within this rebuild and we have to spend big. We have to spend big and get these players. I'm really happy with the signings. Cherki, amazing. I mean, look at the numbers alone. I know different leagues, but look at what this player is going to bring. I also there's some amazing apps out there or websites to kind of calculate chance creation, dribble, pass, all that kind of stuff. If you want to look at a player, this player is very creative. Wirtz quality as well. You'll never hear me bash him. You'll never ever hear me bash the player. But I will say 150 on one player for Manchester City didn't make sense. Listen, we get reminded all the time. We spent 150. They want to boost the number to 2 million in January. What are you telling me? I'm then going to spend another 150 on one player in the summer plus additional? We couldn't do that. I know you guys want to throw out checkbook manager. You want to talk about unlimited funds because of what Klopp reminded you of. Oh, we cannot compete. No, City don't spend like that. We haven't been spending like that. And I truly believe this. It takes a very unique club. It takes a very unique manager, and it takes a very unique player to be able to deal with a record signing. Now, we've seen it. Alisson lived up to that record signing. Van Dijk, 100%. Other players, we can question Caicedo. We can question Fernandez in terms of, did they really show it? We can question Evan Rice in his first year. Was it worth the price tag? This is the thing. I'm the first to tell you, Jack Grealish was not worth 100 million release clause. That's what the clause was, but he wasn't worth it. I still don't believe Rice, Caicedo, Enzo, and I'm going to say Wirtz, they're not worth that price tag. It's where football is. So he's already fighting uphill, but I'm not going to kill him for it. But the game's the game. Let me see what else is happening here. Don C in the build. You know what? My dude Adam, my brother Adam, what it do? Good looking out. Show some love to Adam. He's getting his channel. He needs to be consistent like me as well. Adam's got to be consistent. Support him on Twitter X as well. He's got some great spaces organized. Smash the likes. Good looking out. Adam. No need to do that. No need to do that. Hey, look at True City fan Patrick's numbers. He's killing it on YouTube. I'm humble. I'm just trying to do my thing. Don C in the building. Big up, my guy. Good looking out, Don C. Thank you so much. We need to link up, my guy. Lois, on the Caicedo prioritization, Maka, all right, McAllister, did have a release clause. So, in my opinion, he was the guy to focus on. Unfortunately, we didn't get Caicedo, but if we got him, we might not have gotten Gravenberch. Yeah, it is the what ifs and buts, slippery slope. What could have happened? The domino effect. I hear all that. And earlier, I think it was Zane, or maybe it was you, Lois, who kind of said you want it all. You wanted McAllister and Caicedo, and I get that. You now have Wirtz, McAllister, Gravenberch. And again, I know at the time Szoboszlai was a great signing, right? His debut was very good as well. Obviously, maybe Slot can kind of refine him, get a better tune out of him, but he's got legs. He's got legs, and how he gets refined by Slot could you guys have a very strong midfield. I had the debate just the other day where I was talking about how very close I think both clubs are. The difference is we've seen you guys play. Wirtz is the addition. Take that away. We've seen how effective Liverpool have been. I've got questions on how City may be, because last season we were not effective. I'm giving that edge, that slight favorites to Liverpool based off of what we have literally physically seen. What's on paper is a different story. Everyone can speculate here or there. But until a ball's kicked, this title this season is Liverpool's to lose, especially when they go out and get Florian Wirtz. And I will never crash it on this player until he shows otherwise. He's well deserving of all this attention. Cargos is Grealish an anomaly. Grealish is an anomaly when you think about how City spend individually, right? How we target signings. Many, and I get it, rivals, you got to do this. You're going to try to talk about Grealish as the norm, right? City going out and always getting the most expensive, the biggest. That hasn't been us. Look at the record signings. Other than Walker going out, and yes, that was a record right back signing. We don't move like that. And even Walker was what, 56? Was it 56, 55 million? So we haven't been doing a madness. This 100 million plus club, like look at London clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool are now in there. You want to look at us with Grealish. That was an anomaly. Is this an anomaly for Liverpool? Some Liverpool fans are saying no. Some Liverpool fans are saying they've been so dormant in terms of how they've been spending for the past few seasons. They're going to go out and do a madness. Like they still want to go out and get Isak. They want to go out and get Isak. So, hey, Liverpool fans know their club better than me. If they're going to make moves like that, wow. Don C goes, large up the chat. Good looking out. Absolutely. Large up the chat. Large up the chat. Large up the chat. I want to say, I'm going to talk about this real quick. Please don't go away. Those of you in the chat, don't go away. I need to speak on something, but let me address these comments. Paul goes, if Wirtz wanted to play for Pep, City would have no issue paying the money. Hey, Paul, that is not the concern. That is not the issue. Buying the one player wouldn't have been the concern, but the concern would have been getting the additional players. The fact that we're able to get quality and quantity versus one quality and then have to maybe get lower to get those other supporting roles is not the right move I think that City needed to do, because it's a proper rebuild we're doing. We have to actually get the fact that we have some savings. Hear me out. I don't know if this is going to play out. All right, hear me out. But the fact that we were able to get cost-effective midfielders, right? We got Reinders, we got Cherki. Because of that, we're also able to go get the left back in terms of Ait-Nouri. If us spending that low, not getting a verse that's 150, now allows us to maybe spend bigger and get a right back, we do that all day, Paul. We do that all day. Like I'm gonna be so happy. We do that all day. I'm like, the board would get fueled all day, because we're able to get more of the issues within our club fixed. Paul also goes on to say, rank these three teams' midfields from best to worst if you can. So hear me out, Paul. Hear me out. Until a ball is kicked, it's Liverpool. Oh, this is a tough one. It's definitely Liverpool 1. It's Liverpool 1. It's City. No, you know what? It's Liverpool, Chelsea, City. Until a ball's kicked, until I see Rodri's fitness, until I see Reinders, until I see Cherki, until I see that, until I even see a good form Foden back, I can't. I'd be dishonest, Paul. I would be dishonest if I said City had the better midfielder. On paper, if you want to do that, we can do that. But I think right now, what we saw from last season, players that actually played, what we saw with our own eyes, it's Liverpool, Chelsea, City. And now let's see differently. This Club World Cup, came at a perfect time because now we can put some things together. We can get some understanding. All right. Listen, last two comments, and then I want to share with you something that's really important. And I want to go back to the comment on why, who said it earlier, on why we need to really max out on this window. All right, I should have started. Yeah, actually, that was Carr. I'm going to start your comment because I want to come back to that. He goes, if Liverpool get Isak, it's game over. Carr, if Liverpool spend another 100 mil or close to it and get that striker, it's their league. Like that would be real concerns on them pursuing the trouble. Real talk. If they have Isak, who was was he not the best striker last season? If they go out and get the best striker that was in the Prem, they've already gotten the best midfielder that was in the Bundesliga. They already had, hear me out, they already had the best right winger in the league, right? Salah did a madness. They already had the best defender in the league. Van Dijk had it locked. These are four of the best. Some want to say McAllister was one of the best midfielders in the league. I didn't even speak about Alisson. If they have 5, 6 of the best players, it's their league to win. And it's up to them. It would be Slot having to do whatever madness to lose it. But you put all of them together. I'm not boosting. I'm not gassing. I'm not exaggerating. You put all of those players together. It's a trouble season. Like that's the hope. That's the belief. That's the push that these Liverpool fans would have to do 100%. Mendy goes, you spent 300 million since January. Yeah. We spent 350 million since January and we were able to get 4 players in Jan. And we just got 4 players in the summer. We're not able to do that 350 if 150 went to Wirtz. If 150 went to Wirtz, I'm not getting 8 players with that spend. Mandy, you get that, right? So we had to. It made sense. The club had to do this shit. If y'all want to say we got rejected, cool. We can do the Cherki rejected Liverpool because apparently Slot made moves. He went out to France to want to talk. We could do that, but we don't need to do that. We understand. I think both clubs did what's best for them. I live in France, and I can tell you that Cherki's weakness is his lack of speed. If he is too heavy and can't put in a lot of effort. That may be so. We got to see it in the Prem. I'll tell you this, Manny. You live in France, so I respect that. Bonjour. But if he can be covered, if it can be managed the way the international team do it, if the majority, excluding maybe Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe United, although I doubt it, but if 3 clubs are going to be attacking me next season and all the other clubs are going to be playing a low block, let me take my chances with Cherki and his slowness. I'm going to do that all day. Paul, honestly, though, I really don't see how Foden and Cherki can play together, especially with Marmoush behind Haaland. You know what, Paul? This is where Pep. This is where Pep Pep has to do his angelic like moves. This is where he's got to do some creations. This is where he's got to make it fit. I think having so many attacking options, maybe many clubs are going to be like, we got to defend. Look at all the attacking threats. Foden, Marmoush, Cherki, Haaland, right? Foden. If they're going to be, maybe teams are going to get so defensive that it's going to like, let's take our chances. Let's all take our shots. Or maybe, Paul, maybe it's going to be so much of like an intertwined players kind of like changing position, swapping. Like, I'm going to say this. Don't kill me. Don't kill me on this one. Don't kill me on this one. but maybe we're gonna see something kind of like the false winger. And when I say that, look, players interchanging and moving out of position, drawing each other out, but able to be swapped. I get kind of creative with regards to my play. If you ever play me in EA FC, you'll know that. But maybe there's so much movement around the front three that's what he wants. I don't know, but it's a great problem. Paul also goes on to say, Pep has said he does not want a big squad. So why do you think the club needs so many players? Did you see the squad that they're taking to the Club World Cup? And Paul, we've got that issue. City have an issue with regards to Club World Cup. Not everybody's playing in it, right? Arsenal can kind of lay back, do what they got to do. Liverpool making moves like this, mad moves when they still have time is wild as well. But we have the Club World Cup that we got to prepare for. I'm already hearing rumors that the players that are available for the Club World Cup, maybe some of them will also be sent on loan after, like Echeverry, amazing wonder kid, but he might get sent out on loan. So we've got this squad now, and it's to figure out what we do, because we honestly, when we say this, Paul, you know this, we want to win every trophy. And to win every trophy, we got to be available. All right, let me start this comment. But listen, please, before I do this, this is a segment where I got to talk to some rival fans. So let me just put this up. Please understand. Okay, understand this.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get
So earmuff it means you got to cover your ears, because what I'm about to say you're not going to like. All right, what I'm about to say, whenever you see that last video, right, when you see that segment, you got to cover up your ears. This is for Liverpool fans. You got to cover up your ears. Actually, you're gonna have to cover your eyes. Actually, you know what? Cover your eyes, but don't cover your ears. Continue listening to the show, because I'm gonna have to speak on this. And why did it do that? What's happening here? That's funny. Okay, hold on. Yeah. All right. Why did it do that? It's so weird. Okay, I got to edit something on the fly. Just bear with me. But Liverpool fans, you're not going to want to hear this. And I'm not. This is not me. This is not me taking shots at you. This is not me making anything up. This is actually something coming from the BBC. I believe the BBC is very respected, right? The BBC is very respected. Accurate details, not doing the whole banter thing, which a lot of football media tends to be doing these days. But the BBC just released this not too long ago. So I'm going to put this on screen. And I'm going to remind you of the comment that I starred earlier. Make sure to earmuff this. So where's my starred comment here? So this was asked earlier. We need to spend hard this summer before it all goes downhill. You know why? You know why we need to spend so big? And let me take the reason why we need to spend so big. And you guys got to see this. You got to see this.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vader Games.
This is why. Everybody watching right now, hit that like button. Be in the comments. Let me know what you think of the show. This is 115. One question, 50 minutes. Be a part of the show. Be in the mix. But this is why. This is why City need to spend big. Car, you put that on screen. Let me shift out so you can see this. This ain't me. This is not AI. This is real. This is BBC. Right? Hey, for all you nasty minds out there, that's not what this is. I mean, that is what this, no, listen. This BBC Sport reported this, okay? This ain't me. This is why City car City need to spend hard this window before it goes downhill, because it's already gone downhill. When City are not in the mix, think about this. I'm gonna talk about this on CIA Intelligent Agendas. Listen, City fans, we need this window to be right. Look at what the Prem is without us. Look at this. The Premier League TV viewing figures were down last season. Sky Sports saw a 10% decrease, while TNT Sports had 17% reduction from the season prior. You know what happened the season prior? Four-peat. That's what happened. The four-peat happened the season prior. City in the mix. City going on to do something never done before. Viewership. The viewership was up. They need us. We need to get this window right. We need to make this season compelling. We need to have a David versus Goliath. We need to have a, you know what, mano y mano. Maybe it's not a David versus Goliath because now we see how Liverpool are able to spend. You know, mano y mano. We need to have this battle for the sake of the league. Because when it was Liverpool's to win, when it was Liverpool that were fighting it, the viewership was down. They need us back. And I'm going to break this down with other City panel members. You know how we got to do it. We're going to have to break this down properly and talk about why we need to get this window right, why we need to be back in the mix of winning these titles. Share with me what you think about that, what you may want to speculate or inject and wonder why the viewership was down. But this is very telling, guys. And we're going to break that down on CIA, Intelligent Agendas. We're going to have to break that down. We need to be back in the mix. We need it. The league needs us. The league needs us. Let me see what happens with the comments here. Actually, no, sorry, I missed this one. Paul goes, could the solution be playing Marmoush at left wing, then Cherki and Foden as double tens, Doku on... Paul, I like the thinking. And you know what? I can't wait to experiment with all those different options in EAFC. I can't wait for it. Paul goes, Liverpool fans having a meltdown over City signings. Klopp's former assistant manager, your thoughts? Ooh, no, Paul, you're hitting me up with more than 115, more than one question, 15 minutes. But I love it. You know what? This is the beauty about Pep that is so underrated. Everyone's quick to talk about, oh, he spends. You know what else he does? He reinvents himself constantly. He's constantly trying to change, trying to say, oh, you think I'm about this? I'm going to switch this up. Or, oh, you've already kind of caught on to what I'm doing. I got to do something new. Pep's been relentless like that. And I think he kind of got a little lax. I think he was in two minds on whether he wanted to continue going last season. He realized, I'm getting really annoyed. I'm stressing and I'm actually like, I'm scratching my face because I want this so bad. He's realized I got to reinvent myself. The fact that he got Pep Linders, huge. The fact that he got, French, and I think another assistant from Liverpool. The fact that he went out and got Kolo Toure, it's again, new minds, new way of thinking, new way of looking at things. Pep's about to do a madness, I'm telling you. Mandy, it's not the fault of Liverpool, but the fault of Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Spurs, United. Liverpool saved your... What? Wait, what are you talking about? Nah. Don't do that. Paul goes, what is the worst decision Pep's made in his tenure? 1, selling Palmer. 2, selling Morgan Rogers. 3, buying Grealish. Pep's worst decision, and again, if you want to do the signing things, I don't think Pep has any say in signings. I think he does say, yeah, I can work this player. Yes, I can't. I think the board does the rest. I guess Pep's... I wouldn't say it's signing Grealish, but I think maybe it's... Wow. That's a tough one. Pep's worst decision at City. His worst decision at City was his decision in the Champions League versus Chelsea. I'll break that down on another show, but that was his worst decision. And I think he's learned from it. So it's one of those things where you take the L and you learn from it, but I think that was his worst decision. Mandy goes, when United and Spurs finish 15th, 17th, of course they will not watch. Hey, is that why? Is it because of the Is it because the rest of the league was poor? Why no one was watching? I heard the league was actually good. We gotta be careful with what we're saying here. But at the end of the day, you see who the flagship, the representatives, those that are going to be the marquee for the league were Liverpool winning this season, and viewership was down. Mandy, you know how you would be talking if it was another club and the viewership was down. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to tell me this league cannot survive without Manchester United, or this league cannot survive without a Liverpool. This league cannot survive without an Arsenal. Well, from the way it looks, this league can't survive without City as challengers. You need a bad guy. The league needs a bad guy, and City have been that bad guy for years. Paul goes, Ederson's mind is not in it. City needs a quality keeper. City should have. We can't keep going out for Liverpool. Now, we got to put a stop to this. But like I said, my next show on CIA, I'm going to get panel members. We got to discuss the viewership of the Prem last season and why we need to get this window right. Why we need to get back in the mix. Why it needs to be City, and whether it's City, Liverpool, City and Arsenal, City and Chelsea, whether it needs to be all four of us, but we know that it needs to be City. The viewership is up there when City's in the mix. I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the show, for being a part of the comments. You've made this amazing. Like, this comeback has been well appreciated. Loved as always. I've been messing around, doing things behind backstage, trying to improve the show. Obviously, you saw, you got to air muffet it. If you don't like what you're saying, I got the sound effects going on when I got to do this. And at the same time, I'm trying to hit you up with some graphics to make it consistent. So please subscribe, tell people about the show. I'm going to do my best to post on Twitter X, obviously, and have my shows available for early notifications. And what else do I need to do? I'm not going to get into the whole shorts thing and all that kind of stuff. I'm a parent. I'm a parent, and I don't want to do right now. I don't need to grow the channel like that. I don't need to do the short content or whatever. I like if you guys want to actually get in a full thought, right? I don't want to add to the problem of all these ADHD and short attention spans. But thank you so much for the love and the support and the conversation. You know, a little bit of banter. We talk football, and again, I am not crapping on Florian Wirtz, but I also understand from a club standpoint, it made so much more sense to go out and get 3 players than one. And credit to the season, because we're gonna eat off this, right? Mendy, Paul, everybody in the mix, DC, we're gonna be this conversation. this how did Florian play? You know, how did Rayon play? Like, that's gonna be going on all season long. And the funny and interesting thing is, for me, I'm a people watcher. I'm going to be watching how does Florian deal with this price tag on his head, because he can't escape it. How do Liverpool fans go from trying to remix it? They got to remix the I cannot compete, I cannot spend. They got to remix the whole they don't buy players like that. Like, how do you guys deal? Like, how do the fans deal with it? How does the club deal with it? Because the target is going to be squarely on your backs this year. But it's absolutely amazing. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys being on the channel. Let me get to these last few comments before I shut down. Paul goes, Vader, it's just City and Liverpool. Arsenal will not win anything. Paul, don't do that. That's lazy. There's a hunger in Arsenal. There has to be. They finished second 3 years in a row, and they were unable to keep Saka healthy, which was the biggest factor. I think they're going to be dangerous. Mandy goes, you're right. Sorry for winning the league 10 matches before the end of the season. Hey, yo, Mandy, I'm gonna catch you. We're gonna have future shows. We're gonna talk. First time I come on and you doing a good job, even if you are a City fan. Thank you, man. I am a fan of City. Thank you so very much. We're going to have to change this up. I don't know if you guys saw the kits. Some of you aren't City fans, but the kits, I'm going to change up the kits. as the show kicks in, they are fired. They're taking my money. I'm buying all 3 kits this year. This year I only got 3, right? I got the Paul Dickoff and I got the maroon one. I didn't get the sky blue again, but this season I think I'm buying all 3. I think I'm buying all 3. Paul, Liverpool and City games are going to be insane. They're going to be insane. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. We got a lot to discuss. Thank you so very much. Good looking out. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Now what I like to do, and actually this is another thing that I've been editing. I haven't done because I want to reveal it actually going into the season. So maybe in time for the Club World Cup or shortly after. But I want to show you on what some of my past shows have been like. So I kind of compiled them on this outro. Stick around. Watch it, comment, and definitely let people know about this and subscribe if you haven't. But good looking out. Love as always. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This was an episode of 115. One question, 15 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you got the answer to why City prefer to buy 3 versus 1 for 150. I'm Vader Games, and I'm out. Good looking out, everybody.